Yeah. Hustling and grinding, don't know where to go. Emerald Coast board, got the knowledge flow. Whispers in the wind, strategies unfold. Business blueprint like a pirate's gold.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Tab Lab with your hosts Mickey Kilburn and myself, Neil Grossheider, to give you guys real insights on real business things that some people just don't like to talk about. And we also like to banter a little bit back and forth because, you know, Mickey's okay. But just
once in a while.
Once in a while. Yeah. But today we're actually going to bring you guys something that we think is really important, and it's something that we see all the time. And I think we have this conversation, I don't know, I probably have it like once a week with just people I meet, people I talk to. It doesn't even have to be a business, just kind of in general, but vision statements, like just the vision of kind of a business and where they're going, and then personal visions and all that stuff. And then I think we're also going to try to mix in there the confusion between like a vision and mission, because aren't they the same?
They're not.
They're not. I thought they were.
Oh, they're not. Are they?
I think, right?
I need to go change my business plan real quick. I'll be back.
Yeah, you probably need to update that. It's probably terrible.
They are different, but most people don't realize it, and that's why we're here to talk about it today.
It is. And one of my favorite things is whenever we do go to a business and they have their vision, mission, and values, like things up on the wall, or you see them somewhere and you see them and you're like, oh, I like these, I like that you have them presented so everybody can see it. And they're like, yeah, I don't really know what they mean. We did it because, all big companies have them. Yep. It's like, okay, well, we have work to do.
Yeah. And they always say synergize or synergy. Yeah. Synergy. Those big corporate words.
Aren't they amazing?
We are having some synergy here, aren't we?
We always just aligned. But that's what we want to talk about today, is really how we can use the vision, how it's supposed to be used, how you use your mission statement, how it is supposed to be used, because most people don't. They just really don't. And honestly, that's like the first thing that we do. One of the very first things we do whenever we meet clients and they become a member of Tab is we talk about their vision and their vision statement. So it's not just the vision for the company, but also their personal vision. Because like we said in the last episode, we were all about this holistic approach, life, health, and business. It's our three-legged stool. So we not only care about the business's vision, but also the personal vision as well, because we got to help with that as well.
Yeah, because one feeds to the other. If you don't know where you're going personally, how can you have a vision for your business as well? Because you have to know what you want. If you don't know what you want, then you're just kind of sitting there.
Yep, that's exactly it. Mm-hmm. So what fun things have you seen, Mickey, about vision statements when you talk to people?
Oh, wow. It can go anywhere from they don't have one, or they spit out something that looks like it came from Walmart, or it came from, some of these big companies, or T-Mobile or something like that. And you're like, really? Is that what you're really about? Is that really where you want to go? And they're like, yeah. And if you ask some of them to just say, hey, can you put that in simple words? They really can't.
That's not a great vision.
Well, I think that, a lot of people, when they start that vision, they think it has to be complicated. They think it has to have big words. They don't realize that this is actually personal. This is not something you put in here just because investors want to see it, or somebody else that, the banks or whoever. It's actually for you. It's a guiding statement for you and your business and your employees, right?
I like what you just said there, because it's almost defining it, right? Like almost defining what that mission or what that vision statement is. So like, how do you really define that vision statement? Like when you're talking with these people?
Well, when you talk about a vision statement, your vision statement is, your business dream journal entry, your dream for what you want. And, that's, what is your dream? What is your goal? And this is like, pie in the sky. This isn't synergy. I think every time that one of us says synergy, there should be like a penalty, like, you owe me a cup of coffee, or I owe you a cup of coffee.
You owe me a bourbon, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yes.
Bourbon barrel. All right, here we
Love
come.
it. Let's do
Yeah.
this.
So if you haven't been to the Barrel, great local business in Pensacola.
Well,
So you
maybe we'll
should
have
go
to
see
do
it.
this there one of these times.
Yeah.
Let's do a whole podcast there.
Oh, there you go. Great idea. And then you can just continue to buy me bourbons when you say
Mm,
all the Air Force big words that you like to
I
use.
don't. So I'm not going to use that S word right now.
Yeah. So back to our topic before we go off on our Air Force Navy rant. The vision is that big goal. I mean, how do you explain it when you're talking to your people when you meet them for that first time and you're saying, "Hey, we need to know a vision statement. Let's write it." What do you say?
Mhm. So I usually like to describe it as the why.
Yes.
Why are you doing this? And it's the why of your company. Why is that company even in existence?
Mm-hmm.
And that's always a really hard question kind of for them to answer. And you get everything from, well, I was really good at, this profession, so I decided to start a business,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm very passionate about whatever it is, which is great. I love the passion, but then where are you going with it? And that's the other thing that I always ask that why question, but then I always use that Alice in Wonderland like scenario where Alice meets the cat for the first time, and the cat, or Alice tells the cat, like, I think I'm lost, and the cat says, well, where are you going? And Alice says, I don't know. And the cat says, then any direction is the right direction.
Oh wow, that's good.
And right there, that's really where like people get it, and they're like, oh, I'm like, your vision is that direction. Your vision is showing you where you need to go. It lays things out for you, because the vision statement is so much more important than just, hey, we got this corporate guideline done. Checkbox, we have a vision statement now. We're a real company. It's like you said earlier, it's that guiding star. Like every decision you make in that company should be going to your vision. It should meet your vision. And if it doesn't, probably not the right like decision to make. Or did your vision change? And is the company morphing into something different?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to think about all those things. So, I mean, the vision statement, man, that
Yeah,
thing.
that's great. That's a great way to say it. Your why, because the why is the motivator. There's a
Yes.
reason you went into the business. Why? So that's fantastic. So, on that note, with the vision statement being the why, how would
Mhm.
you define the mission statement?
So I always say the mission statement is the how. So the why is, it's that pie in the sky, like we were talking about. That's our guiding star, right? Like, this is why we're here. This is where we're going, why we have this, and why we're all together. But how are we going to get there, man?
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to make this happen? So the mission statement is that how portion of like, okay, we're going to get here by doing this, this, and this. And most of the time, it's like, we're going to treat our customers great and all that stuff, all that fun jargon that you hear, amazing. But it's that how portion. It's taking the steps to actually reach that why you're actually doing this.
Yeah.
And I think the coolest part, which I'm going to owe you a bourbon for this, is you have to get it synergized about the company. I know I did it. I said it. I'm sorry. Now we're even for the
Air
bourbons.
Force. Air
Um,
Force.
but you have to, like, if you can get your employees to buy into your why, what did that right there just do for the company?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. And I like that. And an analogy for that is when you think of it like this, when you get in your car and you put in the GPS coordinates, that is your vision. But
mhm,
it's the engine is how it's going to get you there. You need that engine to get you there. But you can't just get in and drive. You have to
mm,
have the GPS. You have to have the vision,
you have
and
to have a vision. You
they
have to know where
work
you're going.
together. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
there's so much confusion there though.
There really is, and it makes sense. The old guy statement here. 20 years ago, people didn't really have to. It was one or
Mhm.
the other. You would see one or the other on it. You didn't see them both. So a lot of this has evolved over time so that there are two statements. And it makes sense when you really get down to it and you think about it and how you do it. Because like you said, if you don't know why you're going somewhere or where you're going, you can't get there. You have to have that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you have, you know, a taco stand. Your mission is I like to make tacos so people feel full and happy. Who doesn't like tacos, right?
You,
But your vision would be, one day my tacos are going to bring world peace.
those better be some pretty gosh darn good tacos now. They're bringing world peace.
Well, I think nothing brings people together like food, by the way. Some of our best brainstorming is over food
And beer.
and beer. Yeah,
Mm,
and beer. True, true.
yeah.
And some of those have been over tacos.
They have a lot of them actually. But that's a really good point though. Using that, saying, hey, our big why here is that world peace.
Hmm.
And we're doing it by these amazing tacos because who doesn't like tacos?
Yeah, food and conversation is going to lead to
It,
world peace. There you go.
it will. It will. I mean, all good ideas come from a bar napkin.
It does. It
It
does.
does. Mhm.
So let's talk about writing our mission statement. Let's start with mission. Or no, let's start with vision because that's first, right?
It's got to be first. It's
It's
got to
got to
be
be
first.
first.
So, little side note before we jump into writing them, I think it's really important that for people like listening to know that a vision statement doesn't just have to be for a just business, like a small business.
Hmm.
We have given presentations. I have gone and talked to people about business planning who are 1099s, they're contractors. They work for something. I'm going to use real estate as an example because a real estate agent is a 1099 and they hang their license with the broker, but they are truly in charge of their own business plan and what happens with their business.
Hmm.
And the first thing we talk about is vision.
Yep.
They don't have that. So I just want to put that out there before we start like really diving into this because it's kind of for everybody. If you want it anywhere you go, like we haven't even got to the personal vision aspect yet,
Oh
but
yeah.
I mean, just everything you do should be towards something. Otherwise, you're just like doing the same thing day after day, not going anywhere. You're that hamster on a wheel, just going around in circles.
Hmm.
So I just want to put that out there before we start diving into, truly developing that vision statement for you.
Hmm. Very good.
Yep.
You're a
Sorry to
smart guy.
interrupt, but
No, you're a smart guy. You're a smart guy.
appreciate it. I don't have $20 to give you right now. Why I?
So, what are some of the things when you're getting ready to write a vision statement? What are some tips that you have for helping people write a vision statement?
So one of the biggest things that I talk to people about is we sit down and I ask that simple question. Well, what is your why? And we have to articulate what their why is. And then once we figure out like their why for doing the business, then we have to find out the why of the business. So how it's helping people, how it is solving people's problems. And once we can figure out the solutions that it is providing for people, we can then kind of take those words, take what their true why is, and put it into a vision of like, okay, this is what our company now, this is where we're going, because this is a solution that we are providing for our people.
Hmm.
And this is their goal. This is truly where we're trying to get to by doing this kind of thing. So it's really how I like to start it. And then, we take the cheap, easy way out, and AI is amazing. So we throw in like, hey, these are what we care. This is our why. This is what we care about. Help me form a vision statement from it.
Hmm.
And, I've done it with people before and they do one and they're like, oh, that's amazing. I want to take it. And I'm like, well, hold on. Let's give us a few more options. Like,
Yeah.
give a few and then we'll stop and truly narrow them down and see what we need to change because it's not always going to be perfect. So because we have to make sure it's your vision statement, not an AI generated.
That's right. Absolutely. Has to be what you want, not just what AI said. And just because it sounds good, that doesn't
Exactly.
necessarily mean it's your why.
Yeah, I mean, does it truly form with your company?
Yeah,
Is it
absolutely.
truly the vision or is it just good words?
Yeah. Yeah. And, I like to tell people, when you're doing it, think big. Think
Mm-hmm.
big of what your why is. Where do you want to be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, think big,
Yep.
and then don't use big words. I'm not going to say it, but don't use the big words. Use common language and use words that inspire, because this is your vision,
Yeah.
and your vision needs to inspire people that are working with you. And
Mhm.
when you have somebody that's digging in the trenches every day and they're thinking, why am I doing this? And they can go back and see the vision of the company that, hey, we're going to have world peace through tacos. It makes it a lot easier to make those tacos when the kitchen's 100 degrees.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly it. But question with that, how does that frontline cook know the vision statement?
Well, that's definitely when you have these statements, when you get them both done, it needs to be vocalized and on a regular basis.
What?
That is, yeah, it should be that everybody knows it. And I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'll let you tell the story if you want to tell it about the number two at one of our tab members and what they said. Go ahead, like.
Well, so we have a bunch of different coaching techniques whenever when we do our business coaching. I've provided a lot of different coaching techniques in our nice little Google folder that we can use to kind of help us out. And one of the techniques that I love to use it's called the 3-word vision. And I'm kind of sad I'm saying this in a podcast now, because now whenever we do this with members, they're going to be like, I know what you're doing. And it's going to suck. It's going to take away all the fun. But we're going to do it anyway, because I think it's going to help people out.
It'll help them.
So, yeah, usually, all these companies, they have vision statements and they're 2, 3, 4 sentences long.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, man. Who's got that memorized? Does the owner even know their own vision statement? So it's usually so convoluted, just like you said, there are big words in there. It's not common language. It's confusing. It looks pretty. It sounds amazing, but it truly doesn't express the why. And your employees don't care at this point because, oh, we did a corporate thing. Got it. Cool. Check the box, man. Please give me my paycheck. That's all they care about. So this fun little exercise that we do during our coaching sessions for the 3-word vision is we kind of take their main vision, and then we dwindle it down. Like we're like, all right, take it down to 1 sentence. So they get it down to 1 sentence, and then we take it down to 7 words, 5 to 7 words. If it was like longer than 7 words, then it's down to 5 words. And then the last one is 3 words. I want 3-word vision statement because everybody can remember 3 words. That's easy. When we get it down to that, when we pare it down so much, you truly find and discover those whys of why you are truly in the business and performing the services or products that you provide. And now it's easy because now you can put it everywhere. This can go on the bottom of your email signature. It can go on the wall, just paint it on the wall. It can do kind of anything and everything left that needs to happen for this. So with this story Mickey was talking about was we had, one of our members, we did this exercise. He found his like 3 words that he was going to do, and he started doing it. And his number 2 finally came up and was like, man, I don't know what the heck he's doing. He just keeps repeating these words over and over and over. But now I'm repeating these words over and over and over. He was like, I know it's our vision. He was like, our frontline people, they're now living it. They're not just, they don't even know why they're doing these things, but it's these 3 words that they have harped on so much just because it's continuously repeated and they see it. Now it's like, oh, well, okay, I do this because I keep hearing this word, so I'm going to do this. And it's translated down to the clients, and they didn't even know. They didn't even know that's what they were doing, but that was the power of a vision statement and the impact it had on just somebody walking through the door.
Yeah.
Just truly amazing.
Yeah. And that is not, it sounds simple, but when we do this with folks, they really don't like us. They really don't, because it's hard when you create this masterpiece and now we say, okay, make it smaller. Okay, make
Yep.
it smaller again, but it works.
They always get real upset. They get real upset. They're like, man, I don't know how to do this. Like, that's hard. It's like, it is. But once you get it, it's helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's just as important because we've been talking all about business aspect of this, right? Like the company portion of this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you see this translating into the personal side?
Yeah,
Like, I mean, what are we doing with that now?
yeah, absolutely.
I mean,
Absolutely.
when you talk to people, do you see people have a personal vision as well as a business vision, or
It's
just
a
a
mix.
business vision?
It's a mix. A lot of them don't have a personal vision. They haven't written it out. A lot of them do know their why they
Hmm.
want to do this business. And incidentally, some of the best whys are not about, I want to make $1 million. A lot of the people that we come across, we have learned this, that a lot of people are servant minded. And
Hmm.
some of them, when there's one that I could think of, I'm not going to say their name, but his whole company is based on saving lives. And
Yep.
that's what it's about. Nothing more. His vision is spectacular, and he is going to save lives. He's a great guy.
Yep.
So, that's it's a mix of who's got what.
It is. And there is something um, that we ask people. So when we meet people and everything, Mickey is really good about asking people this question. And he likes to call it the golden question because usually when we meet people, especially after when we have a sample board, we ask them, what is your definition of success? And that it does a few things for us. One, it helps us understand kind of, what their whys are because they understand that, like they're telling us what success means to them. But we get a huge mixed bag. Some people are just strictly focused on the business, then others are, they don't even talk about the business of success. And it's all about life.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about their personal why. And I think that's a great place to start
Mm-hmm.
if somebody's out there trying to figure out, like, I don't know, what is my vision statement? What does it look like? Is it good? Is it bad?
Yeah.
Maybe ask yourself that question. What is my true definition of success, both personally and professionally? What does that look like?
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
know. You love asking that question.
I
You're
do.
really good at it.
I do, because you really get to know their heart. You really
Yep.
do. What's important
Yep.
to them.
It
So,
is.
absolutely.
Well, are there any other good tips and old man wisdom out there to help people like understand like how to make sure their vision statement is good or their mission statement is excellent or even how to start one?
Well, and the one thing we didn't touch a lot about, but just a tip on the mission statement. It is definitely like your job description for your business, but
Yep.
keep it short, like put it on a t-shirt short. We talked about that with the 3 words. Be clear, not fancy. Don't use the S word. If you do, I'm coming to take your coffee away. So don't use the S word.
He's nicer. He's just going for coffee. I was just going to say you owe me some bourbon, but whatever. But no,
Absolutely.
I think those are great points because it does. I mean, it's the KISS concept, right? Keep
Absolutely.
it simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can do that, it's very impactful. And we didn't even talk about this either, which probably need to bring this up, even though we're getting pretty short on time. So it is vitally important that when companies are going to sell their business or exit their business, the
Mm-hmm.
vision statement is crucial in this process and people don't think about it or understand it. Because usually when somebody comes in to appraise the business, that's a question. What's the vision? What is your vision statement?
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the owner knows it. Hopefully the number two has an idea, but does the line cook making tacos, do they know your vision statement? Can they recite it?
Mm-hmm.
If they can't, if your lowest level employees can't recite these things or even just know part of it or what your why is, there's none of that S word going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not there. And then what happens to that valuation of the company?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
I'm
it's
sitting here
very important.
thinking as we go through this, Neil, we really should come up with a worksheet that people can use to come up with their visions and mission statements. We should do that.
That's that's a good idea. I will get my chief facilitator on that.
All right. That guy's got some work to do.
Yep. He's got some work to do. Thank you, Mickey, for volunteering for that amazing task for our listeners.
Yeah. My pleasure. It'll help people be more clear and concise. It'll be worth the work.
Yeah. But I mean, you also know you deal with visions a lot.
Mhm.
And I think it would be great for people to have that asset for them just to help, even just verify their own vision statement,
Mhm.
making sure it is, what they want it and need it to be.
Yep.
And it's not a mission statement rather than the vision.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. But you got any last parting shots, old man wisdom for us before we let everybody go and on with their amazing lives?
Eat more tacos.
Eat more tacos. That is good. It's good old man wisdom.
That's deep.
I think you're hungry. But
Maybe.
if anybody does have anything that they want us to talk about or, topics that they want us to address, please let us know. You can either send us a comment here on the podcast, or you can email us at info@tabemeraldcoast.com. We will take it and run with it, see what it is, as long as it's appropriate for the most part. We'll go for it and have some fun. But other than that,
We should
go
have
out there and
bourbon.
this would be great. Go to the bourbon barrel.
Ah, there you go.
But go out there, find your why, make sure your true vision statement is your why of what you're doing, and then make sure your mission gets you there.
Absolutely.
So until next time, thank you guys.
See ya.
Yeah. Hustling and grinding, don't know where to go. Emerald Coast board, got the knowledge flow. Whispers in the wind, strategies unfold. Business blueprint like a pirate's gold.